Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Testing Mini Bytes. I'm your friend Amul Shaktivel. In this video, we're going to see about mobile driver management. In last few videos, we have seen about how we can manage browsers with the help of we created some factories to handle our web execution into local as well as remote mode, whether be it a Selenium grid or Selenium grid or browser stack whatsoever. And it also has the capability to extend. Let's say if you want to add a new cloud provider tomorrow, you can do that with ease, right? You don't have to really worry about it too much. The same way we're going to do the mobile driver management, which, we are going to basically use Appium for this. And let's move to IntelliJ without wasting much time. We'll get started. So we already have this folder structure that basically gives us a clear idea on what we are working on. Let's say this is a local driver factory which basically deals with the execution of browsers, and it takes in a parameter, let's say where you want to run the test, in which browser you want to run the test, and based on that it provides the given output. The same way, if you want to run your mobile test in your local machine, let's say you are doing some development, you cannot basically launch the browser, launch the app in a cloud provider and all that. Maybe while doing the development, we can do it quickly with the help of local setup. And then maybe for the CA operations and all that, we could use or leverage cloud providers. For that same way, we're going to create a local mobile driver factory which going to help us to handle Android as well as iOS. So based on that, let's copy this and let's create a package. Let's name this package as factory dot mobile, and also is going to deal with local. So let me create something like this, and let's paste this. So this is named as local mobile driver factory, and let's add it to the git. So this is very simple. The only thing that we're going to change is this is OS type. Maybe we will change this browser type to OS type, and this to Android manager as well as iOS manager. So let's first quickly create this. Again, we manage everything in the configurations. So let's go here and or maybe these I'll quickly create a enum for this. uh, you know so let's go to enums, and here let me create something new that's called as OS, or mobile OS platform, whatever, mobile platform type. Okay, and we have only two for now, so Android, iOS, right? And this going to accept mobile platform type, right? And this going to be of mobile platform type dot class, and we need to store this, right? So mobile platform type dot Android, and we can also replace this with iOS, right? And now we need uh, we have to create a Android manager class that returns us a you know which deals with creating the instance for a Android driver and return the instance, right? So we need to create such manager now. So for managing it, we'll create a new package here. So let's create a package, and let's name this as mobile dot local, and let's also create a class here, and the class name, let's keep it as Android manager dot class, right? And let's add this as well, and let's keep it as final private constructor. And also we need something like this, right? Maybe we'll open this. So we need some kind of method like this, right? So let's copy this, uh, paste it here, and instead of doing all this, for creating an instance, we need to use decide capabilities. Capabilities equal to new decide capabilities. Yeah, and maybe to save some time, I'll basically copy the code that I already have. Let's put it here, right? And yeah, so let's import these classes, right? And yeah, it's all good now. And if you notice, we need to create a new basically new remote web driver or Android web driver, whatever it is. And we need to pass this values, right? And if you notice, this value we can basically get it from our configurations, so that we don't have to hard code it here. And again, this is a URL. If I import this, it will ask us to handle the URL malformed exception, which we don't want to do here. So let's quickly create a config. In the config, we basically add a new config. Let's copy this, and this is a local Appium server URL. Okay, whatever. And let's keep a default value, because this is going to be default most of the time, and the default value is this, right? And we can go here, and then we can simply say we don't need this stuff. We just need config factory, right? So the config factory dot get config dot local server Appium server URL. That's it, guys. So we are done with Android manager. Let's quickly create iOS manager. Create a class iOS manager. Okay. And let's also mimic the same stuff. Final. Guys, I have a very good playlist on Appium. If you don't know about Appium, please do watch that. It's a very good playlist covering extensive piece of Appium, right? So don't miss that. And let's copy this, paste it, and we need to change these decide capabilities. As I already mentioned, we already have it here, so I just paste it. Okay, I don't want to waste some time on this, so let's copy this, paste it, right? So I'm setting platform as iOS, automation name as XUA test. This is the emulator I want to run, and yeah, this is the app that I want to work with. And also, to save some time, I have added the Android app and the iOS app.zip both to the project folders. If you notice in the Android manager, I would have given Android app.apk, which I've already added. This is just a Appium demos app, which I just renamed to Android app. Nothing else. You can find it in Appium website, or I'll push it in the GitHub. You can fetch these, APK files and app file. So that shouldn't be a problem, right? So now we are done with this. Let's go to the local mobile driver factory and change this to Android manager, and this to iOS manager. And this basically should receive a mobile platform type, and let's name it as platform type, and we can just simply say platform type, right? That's it. So now we are done with local mobile driver factory. The same way, we have to create, let's say if we want to run your Appium test in a browser stack cloud or SaaS lab cloud, we need to have the provision for that. So we can mimic something similar from the web, which we have already created. So this is what we have already created. We have the capability to run it in 3 different places. So let's copy this stuff from here. Let's go to the factory, web, remote. Let's copy this, and inside mobile, let's create a new package. Let's name this as package as remote, right? And inside this, I'll paste this remote mobile driver factory, right? And yeah, so this is browser remote mode type. So we have to create a corresponding stuff for mobile. So let's go to the config, in the browser config, sorry, the framework config. We have browser remote mode, right? Let's copy this, and let's name this as mobile remote mode, and this is mobile remote mode. And we need to create a class for this, because we cannot use this converter class. So let's keep it something like this for now. And run mode browser, the same way we need to create for the mobile, whether we want to run it in local or remote. So run mode, remote, again, this is mobile run mode. Yeah, and but you can use the same thing, because we have local and remote, right? So the options are basically, so local and remote. For mobile also, we have only local and remote, so we can keep it like this. We can just use this, but the key alone we can change it. So let's go to the config.properties and run mode remote, right? And let's say it is local, and then we have browser remote mode. Instead of that, we'll have mobile remote mode, right? For now, we can say browser stack. Okay, copy this, keep it here so that it's easy for you to relate it. Yeah, we can remove this. Yeah. So if where your browser want to run locally or remotely, where your mobile test wants to run, can mention here, right? Run mode remote. This is run mode browser. Run mode. It should be run mode mobile. Run mode mobile. Yeah. So this is all set. Again, for this we can add options. We can have options like browser stack, source labs, whatever you feel you want to add it, you can add it. Yeah, for this now we have to create a corresponding enum type, and let's go to the enum. Let's go to the enum and let's start to create it. uh, Run mode browser type, this is run mode mobile remote mode type, right? I think we should find a good name for all these things, right? So let's see, we'll do that later, but yeah, I'll change it to enum, and let's keep browser underscore stack for now, browser stack. And for now I'll keep it to 2 because I cannot type the same thing again and again. Yeah, for this is enough. And let's go and open the remote mobile driver factory, and then we'll keep this as mobile remote mode type, and the same stuff here as well. This is source labs, and one is, we don't need this at all. And for this again we need to just let's replace all these things, right? So again, instead of the browser type, we need the on which Android or iOS platform you want to run. So we can tell mobile platform type here, and the same stuff here as well, mobile platform type. And I can rename this to platform type. That's all. And here we have to create a source labs factory and get the driver, browser stack factory, and get the driver. So we need to do this. We can construct this as well. So maybe to save some time, so I will do it only for the browser stack. For the selling, for the SaaS labs, maybe you can do it by yourself, or I'll do it offline and I'll push the code. So for the browser stack, we already have something similar here. So we have something called as browser stack factory. Let's copy this. Let's keep it here, and browser stack. Let's name this as mobile factory because the capability is going to differ. And let's create it, right? And let's add this to the Git, and here as well, instead of the browser type, we want them to pass the platform where they want to run. So mobile platform type is what we want. And we want Android or iOS. Based on that, we need to decide, right? Browser stack Chrome manager. Instead of this, I need to create a new class. Let's go to the managers, and let's go to the mobile, and let's create a package. It is remote, and what is, yeah, so I want to create a package called remote, and inside that I want to create a class called as browser stack mobile, or browser stack Android manager, right? Android manager, right? And the same way I can create something for browser stack iOS manager. So for the Android manager, again, we can add all the same stuff. And we can also go to browser stack website and get their capabilities. For example, these capabilities are something that you can pass in the URL itself. The username and password, you can put it in the URL and pass it. We already have derived this URL. For example, if I go to you know uh, browser stack config, we already have a capability where the username and key of the browser stack can be passed in the URL itself. So we don't need the capabilities. We only need the remaining stuff. Maybe we will copy this, right? And let's copy this in. Let's go to browser stack Android manager and let's create the method now. Public static web driver get driver. You don't worry about whether it is creating Android driver or iOS driver. We can handle it differently, but for now, just keep web driver, which is a super interface for everything. So you can keep like this, and let's paste all these values that we copied, right? And guys, there are multiple ways to do this. You can fetch these values from via an API call. All this device, or you want to run it randomly on a device, you can pick all those things at random via API calls. The devices, you want to choose which device. There is a devices API for browser stack. You can fetch all the devices and then you can choose one. uh, all these things. Even the browser stack app URL is something that you can fetch it from an API call and then you can put it here. What is the latest app that you have uploaded and all that. There is a lot of capable thing that you can do, but I'm not going to too detail on that because it's all covered in my Appium playlist, right? So for now, I'm focusing only on the framework part of it, right? And let's rename this to or let's copy paste this. Okay, and now you can keep something like this, and we want to do return new remote web driver, and then the URL, we already have the URL, so that's in browser stack config factory dot get browser stack URL, and then what are the capabilities we have, right? So this is what you want. And for the iOS, we have something similar to this. Let's go and paste it here. Sorry. Let's create the method first. Public static web driver get driver. Can paste it here, and let's also not expose our constructor. And yeah, so now you can basically change this to some iOS device. I'm not sure some name, but yeah, you can give some iOS device name here, some iOS version here, right? All that. Yeah, you can do all these things, right? And yeah, I'm not focusing more on this, but yeah, we are done with this. Once we are done with this, we can basically go to the this particular place, and we can say browser stack mobile factory needs a mobile platform type. We'll replace this. Somebody has to pass this platform type. Yeah, and here I can mention browser stack Chrome manager. This is browser stack. What is that? Browser stack Android manager, right? Where is that? Browser stack Android manager. This is browser stack iOS manager. So yeah, this is how I want to do it. So maybe I could have done some mistake. Let's do a recap. No, all good. So let's also open remote mobile driver factory, and we'll simply say browser stack mobile factory, right? And then we pass this. That's it. So for this, I will create it offline and push it, but the concept remains the same, right? Maybe I'll come out of this code so that we'll see once again. So we have factories which helps us to create different types of factories. The local mobile driver factory takes in Android or iOS and run the test on that. The same way for remote, we have remote mobile factory which takes in what kind of cloud provider you want to run and what platform type Android or iOS you want to run, and then based on that it's going to return you a result, right? So we have already mimicked most of the stuff from the web stuff that we copied. For the source lab, you can add, source labs mobile factory dot get driver, and inside that particular factory, you can split it into Android or iOS based on the platform type. So that's all about it. We have everything ready. In the next video, maybe we will do a run of whole stuff and check whether it is working in different different platforms. That's all for today. I'll see you guys in another great video. Until then, Tata, bye bye from Mohammedan. See you guys. Bye bye.